Shalom, it's NLE Eddie back with another video. You saw the thumbnail. Today, man, I'm just going to be talking about my story about why I moved here to Tanzania. Right now, I'm on the road to 1 million subscribers. Hey, help me out, do your part. Smash the subscribe button, like this video, comment the word 1 million subscribers in the comment section below. The first person I see do that, I'm going to pin your comment to the top of the comment section. Thank you for your support. So I would say the story starts maybe back in 2018. I'm on YouTube doing what I do, just browse around, looking at nonsense. Next thing you know, I see a thumbnail about these people. They're wearing these yellow, purple garments, and it's like a bunch of black men. They're talking some jazz, it looks like. So I click on the thumbnail, I watch it, and they're basically breaking down like these things called the 12 tribes, different stuff like that. And so, you know, basically in that video they were talking about the black people being the people of the Bible, and essentially answered a lot of the questions that I was having, as far as like, why is it that my people are always last? Why is it that we hate ourselves so much? Why is it that it seems like every other nation is progressing but not us? And so yeah, answered a lot of the questions that I had. And so I began to dive deeper into it, and you know, just study it and learn different things about it. And so eventually I ended up learning about, you know, the whole Babylon doctrine, and how the Babylon is basically the West, and that it's important for, you know, the people of the Bible, the Israelites, to leave the West at a certain point in time, you know. And so that was back in 2018 that I learned about that. And so I basically just made it, you can say a goal, but more so a declaration, you know, like, I will leave the United States of America. So that was back in 2018. I was around probably 18 or 19 at that time. And so I just didn't have the funds to go ahead and make that move around that time. But I basically just made the declaration and put it on my vision board. And I made sure that every action that I took led me closer to that, you know, for the past 3 years, 19, 20, 21, yeah, past 3 years. And so yeah, and I prayed and I said, you know, Father, if you provide me the means, I'll do my part. You know what I mean? I'll do the action to go ahead and flee. Just provide me the financial means to go ahead and do so. And yeah, so that was the beginning of it. Found out about the Hebrew Israelites, kind of read, you know, studied that a little bit, got into the whole Babylon doctrine. Then I understood there was time, at some point it would be time to leave the United States of America. I had a video that went pretty viral, you know, maybe 2, 3, 4 months ago. And it was just about like why people are leaving Los Angeles. And around that time I was just very frustrated with the city of Los Angeles, which is where I was born and raised, you know, in Los Angeles, California. But it just was just getting out of hand, you know what I mean? It was just, you know, just getting very, very, very downtrodden, I guess you can say. And so I ended up making that video just talking about it's time to leave LA. I just got frustrated with it. There was homeless everywhere. You know, everything was very expensive for almost no value. I was paying $1,700 a month for I may have said that a little bit fast, $1,700 per month for a 1-bedroom apartment in downtown Los Angeles. And there was a whole homeless encampment. People ask me if I have, you know, narcotics and different things like that as I'm trying to get into my apartment. And so, you know, it just wasn't worth it for me or my sister any longer. And so we were like, all right, we got to move out of LA. It's time to go. So we were thinking Atlanta, and we're thinking Atlanta specifically because it is known as Black Hollywood, you know what I mean? And so where we're from in LA, it kind of was overrun by immigrants, you know what I mean? So I would say 90% of the people that I grew up with were people from Latin or Hispanic countries, and also 90% of the racism I experienced were from people of Latin or Hispanic descent. And so, you know, regardless of what people say, like, oh, these are your friends, all that stuff like that, you know what I mean? They don't see each other, they don't see us as, you know, a comrade. 9 times out of 10, to be honest with you guys. And so yeah, I just wanted to experience what it would be like to be surrounded by the majority of people being me, or people looking like me. And so we were thinking Atlanta at first. And basically we were going to go ahead and move to Atlanta, but it just, the price was so similar to LA, and then the whole situations like the homeless and just the overpopulation, it was kind of similar to LA. And so we decided, okay, maybe Atlanta is not the move for us at this point, because our goal was to move out of LA for a year, stack up as much bread as possible, and then just go to the continent. And so we said, okay, maybe it's not Atlanta. So it's like, maybe Atlanta is not the place for us because of the price of how expensive it is, and then on top of that, it just will run into the same issues, you know. Only benefit will be that everybody around us is of our skin color, our skin tone. So we then ended up deciding, okay, we're gonna do Vegas. So Vegas is around a 4-hour drive out from LA. And so we did go out to Vegas maybe twice, took 2 trips out to Vegas, scouted some up. Each time we went, we looked at different apartments, and we were able to narrow down our list, and we ended up picking the ones that we liked. And we applied to three or two of them, I don't know. And so the one that we really wanted was SW Apartments. I think they were in Henderson, Nevada, which is right. It's in Vegas basically. And we actually got approved for it. You know what I mean? We had been really taking our credit serious, really doing what we needed to do to level up in the Babylon system. You know. All right, now we actually got approved for the place and everything like that, and we were gonna move into there. You know what I mean? But I just kept seeing. I wouldn't call it a dream, but I just kept seeing in my head like No Limit Shay, who's my sister, in the office signing a lease, and then just like death warrant, just like popping up. I want to say on the screen, but it's inside of my head, so I don't know how I would explain that. But it was like death warrant, and so basically it was just the spirit was telling me, do not sign that lease. Like if you sign that lease, you're signing your life away, you know, essentially. And so I listened to the spirit, you know what I mean. There's a Bible verse. It says, you know, the sheep know the voice of the shepherd. You know what I mean? So I've been dealing with the Most High long enough to know when he's talking to me. And so I said, all right, when he asked me to jump, I just say, all right, how high? You know what I mean? If he say 100 feet, then I just got to trust that if he want me to jump 100 feet, he's going to provide the means. So I just said, all right, so where am I supposed to move to? And again, same way I found out about, you know, on YouTube browsing, I found out about the whole Hebrew Israelites. I'm on YouTube browsing, and I see a YouTube video of one African-American family interviewing another African-American family talking about why they moved to Tanzania. And the crazy thing is, since being here, I've actually met both of the families and hung out with both of the families. The first family was Journey With Us, and then they were interviewing a family on YouTube known as T3 and Me. So both of them have YouTube channels. And yeah, so I've actually linked up with both of them, which is actually pretty cool, pretty interesting how things come full circle. And since I've been here, a lot of people have actually came up to me and said, yo, I saw your video about why everybody's leaving California. So it's a crazy YouTube circle. But yeah. So essentially, I saw that video and it has opened my eyes to the possibilities of Tanzania. And so yeah, I was already thinking about coming to the continent. Like I said, back in 2018, I knew I was going to leave Babylon and then come to the continent. I just didn't know where. I was thinking originally Jordan, Aqaba, Jordan. But that's not where the spirit led me. The spirit led me over here to Tanzania. Basically, after watching that interview of Journey With Us interviewing T3, you know what I mean, I began to research East African countries, you know, because they were never on my list before. I was actually, when I first heard about the Babylon doctrine, it was more so pointing to the Middle East, like the region of Aqaba, Jordan. But you know, when the time came for me to actually move, that's not where the spirit led me. It was more so to Tanzania. And so I began to research East African countries. I was really looking heavily at Tanzania and Rwanda, and basically going back and forth on those two. And I just ended up choosing Tanzania for the fact that number one, there was a lot of people who shared a similar faith here. And then also number two basically was the fact that their restrictions as far as, you know, certain regulations were non-existent. And so that's why I basically chose, okay, Tanzania is a place that I'm going to land and do what I need to do from there. And I would say within 2 months of watching that video, I was here. You know what I mean? I basically planned out my entire move within, I would say, a month. The process of coming to Tanzania is not as hard as you're making it seem. It's really easy. And by the way, I'm 21 years old, guys. I did this at 21. My sister's 25. You know what I mean? No financial assistance from any of our relatives. You know what I mean? So pretty much it's all the strength of the Most High that we're able to come here. So if I can do it, you can do it too. Right now, I'm in the process of writing a book, Israelites Guide to Tanzania. It's going to teach you everything that you need to know about how to come over to Tanzania legally. You know what I mean? All the ins and outs and the procedures and the processes and the apps you're going to need. You know what I mean? Essentially, you can do a consultation or you can, you know, buy the book. You know what I mean? So I prefer not to trade my time for money. So I would love to sell the book first and foremost. And then, you know what I mean, if you read the book and you still have some questions, then, you know what I mean, I'll probably refer you to No Limit Shay, and then she'll probably do a consultation with you from there. But that's how I'm looking at playing the game. So if you guys are interested in that book, man, it'll probably come out by the end of this month, end of the month of April. So check the description, depending on when you're watching it. Check the description and everything like that. All right, guys, so that's pretty much my story, man, of how I got here to Tanzania. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to smash the like button. Let's get this video to 1,000 likes, and I'll do another story time. You know what I mean? I'll figure out another little something to talk about, and we'll talk about it on a story time with you guys. Make sure to share this video out with a friend, with a family member. This story should be super inspirational, super motivational, and also just super to the point. You know what I mean? So share this video out, like this video. Comment 1 million, because we're on the road to 1 million subscribers on a No Limit Eddie channel. Let's make that happen, guys. Let's make it happen, speak it into existence, and then do the work behind it. So thank you guys for watching. Peace.